Well, thanks for sticking with us here on the Morning Blend Extra. It is National Financial Planning Month, and with the end of the year rapidly approaching, we're now joined by Alyssa Tom from Klaas Financial to help us get a bit more of an understanding in our finances in order. Alyssa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
So I know it can kind of feel overwhelming. We're getting down to the end of the year, and of course, financial planning is pretty important. So what are some of the ways people can go ahead and get the ball rolling?
It's a great question. It's never too early to start. I always suggest people interview advisors, find someone they're comfortable with, research their credentials, their background, and make sure that they specialize in what your needs are. Initially, a good place to start is just by having familiarity with what your spending and savings habits are. Identify your goals and find someone to help you put the pieces of the puzzle together and fill in the gaps as needed.
So what are kind of the ideals when somebody's looking for a financial planner, like for an actual person themselves, like what qualities are you looking for?
It's a great question. I think a good advisor should help you anticipate and adjust to what life throws your way and to familiarize with your financial landscape. So somebody who can serve as an objective partner to help clarify your mind around decisions. Beyond technical expertise, it should be somebody that you trust and feel good about working with, that has the ability to understand that the person behind the finances, so that they are comfortable and competent to help you adjust in real time with whatever comes your way.
Okay, that makes sense. So once you actually, find something that you do trust and, you have faith in, what does the actual process start to look like from there?
So from there, you would want to start gathering your financial documents. Again, have familiarity with your spending and your savings habits. And just overall, your advisor will look into your current tax situation to help forecast in the future. Everything plays in. They'll look into your insurance coverage and confirm whether you're adequately covered, or maybe suggest that you should revisit it, and help kind of look at it holistically, because every little thing that you do plays into your plans, your goals now and later, and it just all should come together so nicely. And it's important working with a fiduciary planner, such as a CFP professional, somebody who's going to look at that holistically as a full picture to get a grasp of your full landscape and not look at any one area in isolation. That's really the key to successful financial planning and give you the best chance of success for your goals.
Yeah, that does make sense. So, as people are gathering their stuff, what documents would you recommend? I know, of course, your tax returns, but, is there other stuff that you would recommend?
Absolutely. So tax returns are very insightful, but having statements of current accounts, such as retirement plans like 401ks, even what you have going for you at the bank, that all comes into play to find whether your investment lineup is the most efficient to help you accomplish your goals, and to make sure everything's in line and buttoned up and nothing is overlooked.
Yeah. So kind of how long does the process take? Does it vary from person to person, or like just kind of give, ballpark on an average as, somebody comes in, they have all their documents ready, they found their person. How long does that process then take to actually get a nice financial plan?
From the time that somebody walks into our doors, we get working right away. So we don't want to push anything out too far, because we know it's front to mind for everybody, and we support that. We want that. So our goal is, in our first meeting, is as much information gathering as possible so that we can help you hit the ground running. With follow-up planning meetings to come, it can vary based on the complexity and the goals each person has. But really, once we have all the information we need, we can pretty quickly, I'd say within the span of a few weeks, get somebody feeling, a lot of the time when people leave that first meeting, they feel good. But it's a puzzle, right? It takes time to put together, get things in place, help tidy things up. So it's a relationship that's constantly evolving, and sometimes it can move very quickly, and for some people it's step A and we revisit step B once you get step A done, right? It can vary.
So you just said revisiting, a lot of stuff can change kind of in a blink of an eye. You could get married, you have a kid, or, sadly somebody might have to pass. So how often would you recommend people kind of review this plan? Is there like specific life milestones, or just, generally your basis, or kind of a combination of both?
It's a great question, because financial planning it's a journey, not a destination, right? So we set forth with our goals for the future today, but there's things that we can't predict. For example, this year we saw the Fairness and Social Security Act. So people received unexpected income this year, and which is a great thing, but it does warrant a time to hit pause and do some planning, right? Some fine tuning. We also saw the enhanced senior tax deduction. So everything that comes our way outside of our control is a reason to pause and look at how that relates to our financial plan. But like you alluded to, there are, marriages, job change, maybe you suddenly decide you want to relocate,
Yeah.
completely change what you thought your plans would look like. Those are all times to pulse check with your advisor. And ideally, if you're meeting with your advisor at least annually moving up toward retirement, they'll have familiarity with your situation, with your financial landscape, so that when something comes your way, we can pivot and in real time help you adjust to stay on track.
Okay, that actually makes quite a bit of sense. And of course, we're finally starting to wrap down 2025 with next year yeah, it's hard to believe it's the middle of October already. It's been such a fast year, but of course, with that in mind, a lot of action items kind of need to be dealt with before we get to the end of the financial year 2025 and before we kick off 2026. So can you kind of tell me like what action items people should start kind of being on the lookout for or start thinking about?
Wrapping up this year, if you haven't handled your required minimum distribution, if you are someone who has to do so, you're getting near into that window where we want to make sure that's buttoned up. If you're already on top of that, now is a window of time to look at you're in Medicare open enrollment. So even if you're just revisiting your Part D plan, that weighs into your financial plan, right? So it's a good time to meet with a specialist and look at that. It's also a time if you or grandkid or child or someone you care about is college bound, FAFSA opens this month. So doing that sooner than later can help with more preparation leading into next year. Looking ahead to next year, even charitable gifting strategies, income solutions for next year, strategies around that. It's something to pulse check around this time. Do that before you guys leave us for the warmer states. But,
Fair enough. Hey, winters are coming. But of course, it is National Financial Planning Month, but it's also National Cybersecurity Month. And I know for a lot of us bank online, so a lot of sensitive details could potentially be out and about. How do you guys kind of help with cybersecurity, and what are some tips you'd recommend?
You guys are going to roll your eyes at this. I know someone out there is. Use the multi-factor authentication. I know it's annoying. I know it's frustrating. The more you can do to prevent information being compromised, it's worth pausing on. We see a lot more and more now than ever. You should be changing your passwords frequently. Don't use the same passwords. Don't put them in a book to carry around. Don't put them here and carry it around with you. Don't share any personal information. And honestly, I think one thing that we need to all work a little bit better on is being compassionate and being more understanding, so that when somebody calls us, if somebody's using you as a second set of ears and eyes, be compassionate with them, because it's more common than ever. Yeah. And we're seeing even phone, online, fraud's not going away anytime soon. And if somebody's pressuring you on time and they're giving you a time constraint, they're trying to steer you away from consulting people or talking to people about what they want to get from you. That's a reason to pause. And I think it's important that we all feel comfortable reaching out to somebody as a second set of ears and eyes, and can help combat that as best we can.
All right. Well, Melissa, thanks so much for joining us on the show. I know I learned quite a bit. Hopefully the viewers at home did as well. They're Klaas Financial. The information is up on the screen. They're located at 4707 Perry Ridge Lane in Loves Park. Phone number 815-877-8440. And of course, you can go to klaasfinancial.com.